The Munkatcher Rebbe, in the Sefer of Chaim V'Shalom, in the beginning of Parshas V'Schanon, gives an incredible lesson, incredible hira of how much we have to daven in order to attain the Geula. And he says, we know that Moshe Rabbeinu davened Tov Kuf Tes Vav, 515 tefillos, the gematria of V'Schanon, in order to be zoiche to go into Eretz Yisrael, until the point where Hashem said, Rav Lach, Al Toisev, do not speak to me anymore about this, don't daven anymore about this. Al Toisev Daber Elai Oid Badover Azeh, don't daven to me about this that you want to go into Eretz Yisrael. That's it. Don't daven anymore. And it's brought that if he would have davened one more tefillah, Hashem stopped him before davening the 516th tefillah. If he would have davened one more, then he would have been able to go in. Says the Munkatcher, it's a tremendous Musar Haskell, tremendous lesson from those people who make a mistake and they say there's no point in being marbe b'tefillah and making more and more tefillahs, davening more and more that Moshiach should come. And they make a mistake, they say there's so much tefillahs, so many tefillahs already in Shemoneh Esrei, what do we need more? Why do we need to add to that? We see already we're not being answered from all the tefillahs in Shemoneh Esrei, so why should we add to it? So he says, no. We see from Moshe Rabbeinu that it says in the Sfarim that one more tefillah would have done it. So Hashem never told us Rav Lach. Hashem never told us Al Toisef, do not continue to daven about this topic. So we can continue davening and davening. And we never know. We never know which tefillah is going to do it. We never know which tefillah is going to be in a time of Eis Ratzon, and that tefillah is going to push through that the Geula should come immediately. And therefore, he says, a person should continue. He encourages, the Munkatcher continues people to continue to daven for the Geula. However, there's another angle of understanding Moshe Rabbeinu's tefillos. And that is according to what it says in the Oir HaTorah from the Baal HaTzamach Tzedek, in V'Schanon, Omot Samach Hei. He says as follows. He says the reason why Moshe Rabbeinu was davening so much was not only that he himself should be able to go into Eretz Yisrael, such a special thing that Moshe Rabbeinu should go into Eretz Yisrael was already amazing, but it wasn't only for that. He says, in Torah, the Tzemach Tzedek says that the reason why Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to go into Eretz Yisrael was really for the benefit of all the Yidden. Because if he'd go into Eretz Yisrael and right away he'd build the Beis Hamikdash, we know that the Maaseh Yadav of Moshe Rabbeinu had a Kiyum Nitzchi. They didn't get destroyed. So if Moshe Rabbeinu would be able to build the Beis Hamikdash, then the Beis Hamikdash would be Nitzchi, would be eternal, and it wouldn't be destroyed, and the Yidden would thus never go into Galus. So really he had all the Yidden in mind by wanting to go into Eretz Yisrael. Not only that he should experience the Kedusha and the greatness of Eretz Yisrael and do the mitzvah Tluyas Ba'aretz and so on. It was really for the benefit of all the Yidden. And from this, it explains in his Vaduyas, Tafshin Nun Aleph, Chelik Dalet, page 91, it explains a tremendous hayra, a tremendous lesson that we could take out from, an eternal lesson that we could take out from the tefillah of Moshe Rabbeinu. We know that when Moshe Rabbeinu started his tefillah, he started davening to the Eibishter. This was, even though there was a gzeira, nonetheless he davened. There was a gzeira that he's not going to go into Eretz Yisrael, and nonetheless he davened that he should be able to go in. And why? He told the Eibishter, he said, I learned from you that by the Chet HaEgel, the Eibishter said, Va'ata hanichali, leave me alone, let me do the punishment that I want to do, chas v'shalom. And Moshe Rabbeinu said, I wasn't holding on to you. Why are you saying hanichali? Why are you saying, leave me alone? Must be that you were opening up a Pesach. You were opening a little doorway that through tefillah, I'm actually going to be able to be mevatel the einish and be mevatel the gzeira against the Yidden. And therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu davened. Even though there was a gzeira, he went ahead and davened. Why? For the benefit of the Yidden, for the benefit of the klal, for the benefit of everybody else, that they should not go into Galus, and that the Beis Hamikdash should not be destroyed. Therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu davened with tremendous kavanah that he should be able to go into Eretz Yisrael. And even more so, There's a svara to say, although it's known that when Hashem said, Rav loch al toisef dabrei elai oid badavar, it's bepashtus Moshe Rabbeinu stopped davening, but there's a svara to say that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't stop davening. Hashem said, don't daven to me anymore about this, because it's not going to help. And nonetheless, he continued davening. Why? Because the klal Yisrael, that the Yidden should not go into Galus, was so important to him that he continued davening. And we know the famous Maimer Chazal, that Kol Masha Baal Habayis Omer L'cho Aseh Chutz Mitzeh, that if a Baal Habayis tells a person to go out for that, the person doesn't have to listen. So in this situation, when Hashem was saying, Rav Loch, stop davening about going into Eretz Yisrael, Hashem was in essence telling him, say, sort of, go away from here, I'm not answering this tefillah, it's not going to happen. There's a svara to say that Aseh Chutz Mitzeh, he has to listen to every instruction from the Baal Habayis, from the Eibishter, aside from if Hashem says, leave my presence and I'm not listening to you, leave this tefillah, leave this request, this request that you want, leave it alone, it's not happening. There's a big svara to say that Moshe Rabbeinu continued to daven, because you only have to listen to everything aside from being told to go away. And from this we learn that when it comes to the Geula, when it comes to avoiding the Churban Beis HaMikdash, and it comes to the Geula, this is something that we have to just keep on davening for, and davening for, and davening for, like we saw also before from the Munkacher. It's something that we have to keep davening for more and more. Not just tefillah in general, especially this tefillah over here by Vos Chanon, related to the Geula. So this is something that we cannot give up. And this is something that we have to keep on asking Hashem, just like was mentioned about the Chafetz Chaim, until how long will we be in such a situation? Ad Mosai, we have to ask Hashem. Until the point where Hashem will answer, the positive answer that we're waiting for. But we could not give in. We could not stop until Hashem brings the actual Geula.